Namaste friends, welcome back to Banabaji Center for True Learning. In this video, we are going to discussing about hybridization experiments did by the Gregor John Mendel. The first one is monohybrid cross, which is also called inheritance of one gene. The second one is dihybrid cross, nothing but inheritance of two genes. Let us have discussion about inheritance of one gene, that is monohybrid cross, in this video. Monohybrid cross, which is also called inheritance of one gene. Mono means single, hybrid means an organism which is produced by two different organisms. Then the cross means the mating between two different parents or two different organisms in differing the some characters. Here, what is monohybrid cross? A cross between two organisms differing in a pair of contrasting character. So what is monohybrid cross? A cross between two organisms differing in a pair of contrasting character. In previous video, I clearly explained you. So total 7 characters selected by Mendel for his experiments, like stem height, flower color, flower position, pod color, pod shape, then some other like seed color and seed shape. For the monohybrid experiment, Mendel only consider the one character, so which is having two opposing traits. So here I will take the example as stem height for explaining the monohybrid cross. So we also perform the same cross with other characters also. Let me first tell you, so what is the procedure of monohybrid cross? I mean, what are important steps involved in the monohybrid cross? Now I am talking about process of monohybrid cross. Totally there are few important steps. The first one is selection of parents. They should always suitable for the experiment, right? The suitable plant should be taken as parents for the experiment. The second step is hybridization. In this step, we are going to make a cross between two parents selected in the first step. Then third step is selfing or cross pollination. So before going to give you the diagrammatic representation of the monohybrid cross, so I will give you the brief information about these 3 steps involved in the experiment. The first step is very simple. Mendel was selected the suitable plants for the experiment as parent. It represents the parent generation. The second one is hybridization. What is hybridization? The process of make a cross between these two parents. That is called hybridization. hybridization step involves some important techniques. Some important techniques like the first one is emasculation. The first one is emasculation. The second technique is bagging. The third technique is debagging. Debagging. The fourth step is dusting. Another step is rebagging. Then last step is collection of seeds. These are important steps. One is emasculation, second one is bagging, third one is debagging, the fourth one is dusting, fifth one is rebagging, the last step is collection of seeds. So what is emasculation? Actually, pea plant has bisexual flowers. So both the reproductive structures present in the same flower. So there is a the self pollination is common in the pea plant. But here for experiments, so Mendel preferred for the cross pollination. So in that case, so we have to remove the one reproductive structure from the flower. So here he performed the emasculation technique. Emasculation is nothing but the removal of anthers, right? Removal of anthers. Removal of the anthers from the flower called emasculation. Then bagging. So we take the cover, the polythene cover, and so cover the emasculated flower. That is called bagging. Then debagging. Why we need to perform the bagging technique? To avoid the reaching of unwanted pollen grains on the stigma of that emasculated flower. Then debagging. We remove the bagging, then dust the collected required pollen grains. So after debagging, after bagging, the Mendel was collected suitable pollen grains from the other plant, pea plant. So those pollen grains are neatly dusted on the emasculated flower. That is called dusting. So after dusting, so once again, so cover the flower with the bag. That is called rebagging. So after that, the pollination was done. Then fertilization also done. Ultimately, seeds are formed. The formed seeds are collected. So this is the complete picture about the second step in the process, that is hybridization step. The last step is selfing. So when after collection of the seeds, so make them germinate in the field and so grow large number of pea plants to ensuring the pure lines. Pure lines is nothing but the plants so which gets same characters unchanged for so many generations. They are called pure lines. So for that selfing is performed. That is called cross pollination. So this is a simple the procedure involved in the hybridization cross. Right. Next, so we discuss this by taking one character as an example. So I would like to take stem height of a pea plant. Stem height of a pea plant. Stem height, right? Stem height is the character, already we know. Stem height is the character. So each character has two traits, right? True traits. So one is tall trait, another one is dwarf or short trait. The gene which is responsible for the character stem height has two alternative forms which are called alleles. The one allele is responsible for the tall trait, the another allele is responsible for the dwarf trait. So let us enter into the graphical representation of the monohybrid cross. Here, firstly I take parents generation. Parents generation. The parents always be in the homozygous condition, not in heterozygous condition. One is tall plant, another one is a dwarf plant. Tall plant. Homozygous condition represents as capital T, capital T. The homozygous dwarf condition represents small t, small t. So this is the female parent, right? This is the female. We can write it in this way also. This is the male parent. So we use this symbol, right? This is the parent generation. Now, so we make a cross between these two. Right? Cross. So what are the gametes produced by this plant? So here I write gametes. When we write gametes here, it is easy to cross, make a cross. From this plant, all the gametes produced have only one allele, that is TT, because plant is in homozygous condition. The gametes produced by this plant have small t as a allele, right? So all the gametes produced by this homozygous plant has only T allele, capital T allele. So all the gametes produced by this plant has only small t allele, responsible for the shortness. So make a cross. Just a minute. Make a cross. Make a cross. So all the plants, when we make a cross here, we got capital T, small t plants. This generation regarded as the first generation, that is F1 generation. F1 generation. F1 means filial. F1 means filial, which means son in the Latin language. Filial means son. So all the plants produced in the F1 generation are in the heterozygous condition. Here these plants are called heterozygous tall. Heterozygous tall. Next we perform the selfing. Selfing or cross pollination. Selfing or cross pollination. Here the cross pollination is made between the plants of F1 generation, right? So once again I tell you, the selfing or cross pollination is to be performed between the F1 generation plants only. Here I only write one plant, but many plants are formed here because of so many seeds are produced. From each seed the one plant is going to be germinated and grown. But here I take two plants from the F1 generation, capital T small t, another one is capital T small t. Then write gametes. First write the gametes. This plant produce half of the gametes with capital T as allele, so half of the gametes with small t. This plant also produces gametes with capital T and some of the gametes with the small t. Next, do the cross. Do the cross. do the crossing. For explaining the genotypes of the F2 generation, so I am going to use the Punnett square. So here I am writing Punnett square. So what is Punnett square? Punnett square is the graphical representation to calculate the probability of genotypes of organisms in a cross. Just it is a graphical representation. Here we are going to use the many squares to explain the genotype of an organism produced in the cross. Actually, this Punnett square was firstly used by the person Reginald Punnett. Reginald Punnett was the scientist who used the Punnett square for the first time to explain the genotype of the organism in the F2 generation. So let me draw the Punnett square. Here female gametes always take vertically, capital T, small t, these are the female gametes. The male gametes always take horizontally, capital T and small t. From where I wrote these gametes? The gametes from the F1 generation plants only. Next, make a cross here, capital T, then capital T, then small t, then small t, capital T, finally small t. This is the result so we got in the F2 generation. So let us write the phenotype ratio and genotype ratio in the F2 generation of monohybrid cross. First I write phenotype ratio. Phenotype means the external appearance of a plant is called phenotype. Then genotype means the genetical constitution or genetical makeup of an organism is called genotype. So by looking at this Punnett square, so we can easily write the phenotype ratio. So how many plants are tall, how many plants are dwarf? So it is very easy to identify. So let me identify first, then write the ratio. The capital T, small t. This plant is in heterozygous condition, so it is heterozygous tall. This one is also heterozygous tall. This one is also heterozygous tall. Heterozygous means the plants having both the gametes. One is dominant, another one is the allele. These three plants has two types of gametes. One is dominant and recessive. Come to last plant. This has to have the similar alleles. So it is in homozygous condition. The trait is recessive. This plant small t represents a homozygous recessive plant, which means dwarf. The plant is short. Now write the ratio 1, 2, 3. 3 are heterozygous tall. Then I wrote the number 3. Then only one is homozygous recessive. Then I write 1 here. So 3:1 become the phenotype ratio in the F2 generation of monohybrid class. Next, in the same way, we need to write genotype ratio. So here we need to identify the genetical makeup of a plant. Right. Sorry. So this one is capital T, right? capital T, capital T. This is homozygous tall, right? Homozygous tall, this one, right? Homozygous tall, right? Small correction I made. Homozygous tall, heterozygous tall, heterozygous tall, homozygous recessive. Okay. A genotype ratio. This plant contains two similar gametes. Both the gametes are both the alleles are dominant. So it is the one genotype. This is homozygous tall. So another one, capital T, small t, two alleles are there. Capital T, small t, two alleles are there. Two different gametes. The last plant has two similar alleles which are recessive in nature. So how can we write the ratio? Capital T, capital T, only one is there. So first you write 1:2. Then capital T, small t, two plants are there. Then you write 2. Then small t plant, recessive plant, only one is there. You write 1. So 1:2:1 become genotype ratio of F2 generation in the monohybrid grass. So this is the way of doing the monohybrid experiment, so which was performed by the Mendel. Here you may have one question: how we identify the plant as homozygous tall or heterozygous tall? Here all the whether plant is homozygous or heterozygous, so it is in tall condition. The plant is tall, plant grown tall. So it is very difficult for identify that plant as whether homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. So for identifying the genotype of that plant, so Mendel was given one technique. The name of the technique called test cross. What is test cross? A cross between a plant with dominant character with unknown genotype cross with the recessive parent. So what is test cross? A cross between an organism of dominant character with unknown genotype. Here we don't know the genotype of plant, but we only know the dominant character of plant, that is height. Then how can we find the genotype? Here the genotype of that plant may be capital T or small t. So out of these two, so one condition definitely will be there. So we have to find that exactly. For that only, so we perform the test cross. Right. So already I told you. So there are two chances of capital T and small t conditions. Right. The first we take capital T and cross it with the always recessive parent. So gametes capital T, small t. Then draw the Punnett square and place the gametes vertically and horizontally. Then write the results of crossing: capital T, small t, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, then capital T and small t. All the plants we got here are heterozygous tall. Right. Here perform the same cross with the heterozygous tall and homozygous recessive. Then write the gametes: capital T, small t gametes. Then this plant produces all the gametes with small t alleles. Then draw the checkerboard, Punnett square board. Punnett square board is also called checkerboard. Then place the gametes horizontally and vertically. Then write the results of crossing. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small t, small t, small t and small t. Right? Capital T, small t, capital T, small t represents a heterozygous tall. Right? Heterozygous tall. Small t, small t, small t, small t represents a homozygous recessive. Homozygous recessive. Then write it in the ratio form. So what will be the ratio we got here? That is 1:1. 1:1. We always get the 1:1 ratio in the test cross when the genotype of the dominant plant is capital T and small t. So it means when plant is in the heterozygous tall condition, so we always get the 1:1. So by looking at this ratio, we conclude that the genetic constitution of the plant is a capital T small t, that is heterozygous tall. The plant has one dominant allele and another one is the recessive allele. Here this is about test cross. So one more thing I would like to introduce you, that is binomial expression. So during the earlier classes, so I told you that so Mendel was a mathematician. He was the first person